Welcome everyone. Today we have our another new episode and we will discuss on capacity building. We have our world famous speaker Dr. Tamanna Khosla. Dr. Tamanna, what you want to discuss about capacity building?
Capacity building is the most important in an individual or organization's facility or capability to produce, perform, or deploy. The term capacity building and capacity development have often been interchangeably used, although both mediate and integrate greater concepts that development.
Dr. Tamanna, I cannot hear you. We cannot hear you clearly. We cannot hear nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think Dr. Tamanna Khosla, she is joining soon and she will discuss about capacity building.
Sorry, there was a call and it got disconnected. Yeah. So, under the codification of international development law, capacity building is a cross cutting modality of international intervention. Capacity building is something which is must in most areas of the world. So, for example, in sciences, there are diseases which need to develop doctors who are able to discuss and research on issues of, for example, cancer. Cancer is a disease which is still incurable, and though America and all, they have many of these issues, such as they have separate buildings for each kind of cancer, but that's not true for developing world. People are dying. So the world, you know it's like exchange. We need to together, global south needs to come together and work with the scientists and doctors and develop a system, a medico system where these diseases are done away with. I mean, we have so much of potential, but we don't use it because of greed. Because wherever there is no money, nobody's going to invest. So capacity building in these things are important. So similarly, for example, environment. People need to understand that environment is for all of us, and capacity building amongst the environmentalists and the local people is must. So capacity building is something which is not just restricted to rich people or richer countries. It's relevant in every country. And for example, the professors, they need to develop new technologies, philosophy. For example, we need to develop a new philosophy for a new world where we are headed. We have a world which is AI dominated now. So we need to, accordingly, our philosophies are also going to change. So Donna Haraway spoke about cyborgs. you know. So these things have to be understood, and the pervasive use of term of for these multiple sectors and elements, and the huge amount of development and funding developed to it has resulted in controversy over its true meaning. There is also concern over its use and impact. In international development funding, evaluation by World Bank and other donors have consistently revealed problems in the overall category of funding dating back to year 2000. Since the arrival of capacity building as a dominant subject in international aid, donors and practitioners have struggled to create a concise mechanism for determining effectiveness of capacity building initiatives. A good practice paper by OECD DAC defined capacity development as follows. Capacity development is understood as the process whereby people, organizations, and society as a whole unleash, strengthen, create, adapt, and maintain capacity over time. So, capacity is understood as the ability of people, organizations, and society as a whole to manage their affairs successfully. So, they have to, every country has to work on itself, and for example, the European Commission toolkit defines capacity development in the same way and stresses that capacity realities to abilities, attributes, and a process. In an attribute of people, individual organizations, and groups of organizations. Capacity is shaped by adapting to reaching to external factors and actors, but it is not something external. So, what I'd like to say is process of different entities. Governments, one of the most fundamental ideas associated with capacity building is the idea of building the capacity of governments in developing countries so they are able to handle the problem associated with environmental protection, economic and social needs. So, for example, India, we have a lot of welfare schemes. So do all most of the countries in global south. We have a lot of welfare. But the fact is, for example, Pakistan is facing a debt crisis majorly. So, what do you do about that? Many countries are facing debt, and they are revolving around that debt. So, how will they build capacity building? Till the time the governments don't understand. So, the understanding of the governments is important. Capacity buildings in governments often target a government's ability to budget, collect revenue, create and implement laws, promote civic engagement. Local local communities and NGOs, international donors often include capacity building as a form of intervention with local governments of NGOs. So NGOs are of a major help to people who are looking for capacity building. They keep people. I mean, I was working lately in DCW, so we had people from women who had been attacked through acid on their face working there. So that was really relief that people are being helped, people are being consoled. What their faces have been disfigured. So capacity building is when we help the lesser fortunate, and pull their hand up in a way that the best possible solution to capacity building happens. So, for example, space capacity building needs to develop because we have so many galaxies, and if we were to really do away with wars, etc., and concentrate on developing uh, an infrastructure and the best minds coming together to reach out to different planets which are seen or unseen, I guess we would be in an amazing world. We'll be in an amazing space where people from lesser developing countries even can dream of going to the sky, not just rich class. So I guess the rich people need to um, I mean, I don't care rich people do or whatever they want to, but global south people, people who are from the middle class, they can help both lower middle class as well as lower classes, and help them rise, and themselves they do. While when we help lesser fortunate, we also help the world in a big way. So yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Tamanna. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.